Good morning. Good morning. Is it first time we are meeting?
Yeah, this is the first
Wow.
time.
Welcome back. Welcome and a good morning. Happy morning. And I'm your coach Nandagopal, and I'm talking to you from Chennai. Hi, Raj. And where are you from, Raj? Which state
Uh,
are you from?
I'm from Patna, Bihar,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and
What do you do?
I'm a BCom graduate and a private tutor.
Private tutor. Uh-huh. So what do you teach?
Maths and English up to 10th and accounts at +2.
Wow. So that's good. Maths, English, and accounts. So you work.
Right.
It's online coaching or is it
Uh,
offline? People.
Offline, just home tuition.
So
And
home tuition. So the children,
right,
the students will come to your place.
I go to their place.
Oh, so right from the morning you go to each and every individual's house.
Yeah, not from the morning. It's like I do it only at the evening time,
Mhm.
and others time I am investing on English so that I could start a spoken center for myself.
Wow.
Like I'm trying to increase the horizon of my skills, teaching skills.
Horizon. That's a nice word. Yeah, that's good. So fantastic. It's a good start and wish you good luck. And so now you teach English. So what all you teach to the children, like grammar or the school lessons as a subject?
Generally grammar, but if some students is seeking the help of the textbook as well, so
Uh-huh.
I help them in textbook. But on from my side, I generally teach grammar.
Generally teach grammar. So what is the level like which level of English the children are? Like basic level or
Yeah,
intermediate?
basic level.
Basic level. So how do you
Right.
teach the grammar? Like starting from the sentence and parts of speech, then tenses. Is there any syllabus or any particular pattern you follow?
The syllabus that is there for 10th class that I follow, and up to 10th class. So these are like tense, voice, direct or indirect speech,
Okay. Okay.
models,
Okay.
and
Right.
subject verb agreement.
Okay, subject to amendment. So, just to start, I know you are an English teacher. This I'm asking this question just to generate a talk, a conversation, so that we
Yeah,
can speak. Because today, due to some technical problems, I don't think we have the document here. Could you see the document?
yeah. I was unable to, but I asked to the customer support, and they gave the link. So I went through that,
What's the
and
document?
that
What's the
was
topic?
like peas in a pod. So the
Tea?
prompts were peas in a pod.
Peas in a pod.
Yeah,
Okay, because I have some issues. I tried to contact the morning. I was going through the sessions and it was not there. No issues. So I'll give you some sentences. I know 100%, 110% you can crack that, but we can strike a conversation. So be
yeah.
confident. Don't be worried. You are an English coach. Very confident. No
Mm,
hesitation.
right.
Sarah I want the answer. I want you to tell me why. Sarah have a very big house. Tell me.
Yeah. Sarah has a very big house.
Sarah has a very big house. So again, what is the rule?
The rule says that I have has because singular noun Sarah, so it is
Yeah,
has,
yeah.
and a house is a noun, so article will come before that.
Okay. So there will be a common common doubt from the children, even from our learners. So I told them Sarah has a very big house because Sarah is a third person, is a singular
Right.
form. So you
Right.
have to use has. So
Yeah.
they are asking me, then why I have a big house? Why I is singular? Why are you using I has or not I has. Why are you using I have? This is one question asked by a learner. So how can we answer that?
So like in such question, I am unable to find an suitable answer, but I generally say that there is always an exception to every rule. So we can see it as an exception because we always use plural verb with I, no matter what. Like sometimes we use
The rule, there is,
I
there is a
was,
rule. There is a rule.
and
I, which person? I is a pronoun in the first person. In the first person, whatever it is, I, we are, what are the first person? I, we, they have, it has to be, we have to use the plural verb. That is the rule. I is in the first person. She is in,
sorry to interrupt, but sometimes we use a similar verb as well, like I was going there. So here we are using
that is in the past tense. Past tense. This that is in the past tense. So this rule is only with the present tense. See, she has a big house. She had a big house. They had a big house. I had a big house. So this rule is applicable. We have to look into the person and the verb agreement only in the present tense. Right. You got it? So I was sleeping, she was sleeping, they were sleeping. So only this problem of the verb, the S form of the verb, we have to see the subject verb agreement mainly in the present tense. Otherwise, only they, the plural, then if it is they were, they are, he was, they were, only the plural form. Simple, you got it. Like another one, same thing. I doesn't like cheese. I not like cheese. I don't like cheese. Simple.
I do not like cheese.
I do not. But in spoken English, we say I don't. The contractions. You should use the I won't, I don't, I can't. So in the writing form, so when you are teaching the spoken English, always encourage them to use the contracted forms. And you also should use that. So that gives a better spoken format. So, I don't. You have to. I don't like cheese. I don't drink coffee. I won't be attending the party. You see, then it becomes good, right? Okay. She goes to the office in taxi. She goes to the office in taxi. She goes to the office by taxi. She goes to the office by a taxi. By a taxi. What's the right form? It's the right answer.
Okay.
She goes to office in taxi, by taxi, by a taxi.
She goes to office by taxi.
Wow, you got it. So if someone is asking, hey, what's the rule? See, some we can't say the rule. So you acquire that through the usage and the continuous listening. So you know this is what native speakers, Americans, and the guys from British, they don't know the rule, but just by continuous listening, they don't. If I ask them what is present perfect tense or what is past perfect tense, they can't answer. They don't know anything, but they will say, I had been doing that. I have done this. I will do that. So they know just by listening. Any word connected with the transportation. So you use the preposition by. I go by a car. I went there by train. I went there by bus, and she goes to office by taxi. We won't use in taxi. But now there is another thing. I'm on the train, or I'm in the train. Which one is correct? I am on the train, or I'm in the train.
I'm on the train. On the train.
On the train. I'm on the car, or I'm in the car.
In the car.
What is the rule? What is the rule?
Okay. So the rule here says that since we in taxi or in car, we are unable to stand on surface. There is no surface.
You cannot
That's why we
move.
use,
You have to
yeah,
sit.
we
You
cannot
have to
move.
sit in the car.
That's why we use in.
So
And
when the passenger, when the anyone, the passenger or commuter, if they can move around in that vehicle, then you
yeah,
use on the train, on the flight, or if you are simply
right,
sitting or you stand or you cannot walk, there is no toilets, there is no door, you cannot stand on the door, so use the word in the car. But bike,
right.
I'm on a bike because it's outside and you are sitting
Yeah,
on top of it. Yeah. She lives in France. She live in France. She is live in France. Simple, you know that. She lives in
she
France.
lives in France.
Okay. Do you work yesterday? Are you worked yesterday? Did you work yesterday?
Did you work yesterday?
Simple, simple. So this I was not testing you,
Yeah,
just a warm up, so that
yeah, of course.
yeah. So when you are teaching, you can adopt something like this. You ask the children simple sentences you give and let them tell, so that two things are happening here. One is they learn the rule. Second is they will speak to you in English. So
Right,
instead of giving a talk, so indirectly, I was getting some conversation with you,
right, right.
right? So
Yeah,
the people, so always try to encourage them speak in English when you are going for tuitions, because that is the need of the hour. Now
right.
you, after your graduation, you understand, you read English is very important, the skill we have to develop. So the children, right from the younger age, if they can get the right format, right coaching, they will do wonderful things, right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
Raj, so what are your hobbies other than that, other than coaching and tuition? What do you do?
Uh, I love playing cricket and watching it as well, and singing. So cricket and singing is the like my life. And apart from that, recently when I started working on my spoken English, I have developed a new hobby of reading books. So I'm building on that. And like recently in last 4 months, I have read almost 10 to 11 books. So
Wow.
I'm
So
I'm enjoying that.
you read
Yeah,
continuously.
yeah.
Okay. So when you come across some new words from that book,
Yeah.
how do you don't know the meaning. So how do you learn that word, or how do you crack that word? How do you get the meaning of that word?
First, I try to go back and forth in the text only if I am able to understand that.
From the
So
context,
yeah,
you
from the
try to
context,
guess the meaning.
if I am able to do that, I leave it and I go ahead. But if some word is coming repeatedly and I'm unable to search that, I'm unable to
Guess
guess
or
that.
crack the meaning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then you will
then
go
only
to you go Google.
I search, yeah, dictionary or Google, or then I try to look upon the other forms of that word as well, like how it is being used in verb or noun or adjective. So I try to work on all those forms,
Okay.
and
So
then when I use.
for example, uh, I give you one word. I know 99% you will be able to crack the meaning of the word exasperated. What's the meaning of that?
eh,
Exasperated.
Sorry, I couldn't get.
Exasperated.
I'm not aware
Give a
about.
guess. One, three guess.
Exasperate. It's like
Exasperated. A P
EXASPERATE.
I exasperated.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Give a
It's like
guess.
yeah,
I'm telling you a method to learn that word. I know you will get the meaning. I
yeah.
will not tell you. You will find it out. So give a guess.
It's like enthusiasm, something related to that.
One more guess. Different guess.
Exasperate or. either enthusiastic or exhausted.
Exhausted. Oh, you are a little closer to that now.
Okay.
Exhausted. So now I will give you a context. So
Okay.
my friend Ashok, he was having some financial problems, and he was trying all the night to solve it, how to crack that, how to resolve that problem. It was like intriguing problem. So, and finally he was so exasperated and he gave up.
Okay. So
What could be the meaning? What could be the meaning?
dejected,
Dejected, annoyed.
annoyed.
Annoyed with, like when you are annoyed with some problem, you are not able to find a solution of that. The government was like exasperated with this population problem or the problems of freebie. So there
Right.
is a problem. They have to give some freebies, but the chief justice is talking against that. So they can't find out a solution, how to avoid, how to resolve that. So when there is a problem where there is no solution, so what we have is an exasperation of that problem. We get annoyed because we can't do that. We can't do anything on that. So at that time,
Yeah.
the emotion, what is generated or what is caused is exasperation. Like when you run for like 10 kilometers, what you become tired. If you
Right.
work on a problem where there is no solution, you become exasperated.
Yeah.
So when you get the context, then you can easily learn that. So always try to guess the word, and once you confirm, yeah, this is the meaning. And reading, this is wonderful tool. Reading is very good for improving the vocabulary. That next time after 10 pages, you will come across the same words, so you can again guess the meaning. And okay, this is the one. So one article I was reading, they were suggesting read one book several times.
Yeah.
If your ultimate goal is to improve the vocabulary, if you enjoy reading, you want to spend time for reading, then you keep on reading different. But if you want to improve your vocabulary, what you do is like read one book, and whenever you come across new words, just underline that word.
Right.
You can write even the meaning on top of that. If you're Googling or you get the right meaning, you can write the word meaning on top of that, or on the sides, you can use a pencil, then complete the book, read it one more time, like a story book. You can read one
Yeah.
story book in 1 day or 2 days. So one more time, you read, you come across the same word, immediately your brain will say, yes, I have seen this word, I know this word.
Right.
One more time, 3 times if you read, then you will not forget that word.
Yeah.
But now another problem is you learn this word. You learn this word. Now you know 5,000 words or 10,000 words. So that is your total vocabulary. And some
Right.
of the vocabulary goes in a passive vocabulary. Some words are in the active vocabulary. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Because all the words, even though now you know what is exasperated, but when you are speaking, that word will not come to your tongue. You will
Yeah.
not be able to use
Right.
that word. When you read that word somewhere, or someone is asking what is the meaning of exasperation, you know that word. But when you are speaking, you will not get that. That word will not come to you. Then after
Right.
talking to someone, you come back and you will see, oh my God, I should have used that word, but that word did not come. Have you experienced that? You learn a
Yeah.
word, you learn some vocabulary, then you are not able to use that because that is in the passive vocabulary. You have to bring them to your active vocabulary where you are speaking and using that words in your daily life, day-to-day life.
Right. Yeah.
So how to do that? Consciously use that word several
Right.
times. Consciously use that word. Impeccable. Another word. You must have heard that word. Impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
He
Related to
has
perfect.
perfect. Correct.
Yeah.
He has an impeccable personality. His speech was impeccable. Yesterday, our Prime Minister gave a speech. It was impeccable, means flawless. No mistakes. Perfection.
Yes.
100%. Super duper. So impeccable. So now
So,
tomorrow on, yeah,
if
go ahead.
I have to say, I think like the motive behind joining this app was to improve myself as much as I could feel that I have impeccable knowledge of grammar and speaking, so that I could teach even online.
Perfect.
Because teaching
So
offline, if you are teaching one or two students, it's quite easier than teaching online or teaching 100 students at a time. So that is the reason that I want to reach up to a level of impeccable knowledge of grammar and structures
and
and all.
after attending your sessions, your children, your students will say, Rajaranjan is an impeccable coach.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yes.
So see why I say is like when you understand, when you learn one word, make at least 3 or 4 sentences of that word and say
Yeah.
that aloud several times.
Right.
Make 4 sentences or 5 sentences, whatever comes to your. My history teacher has impeccable knowledge on Indian history. This
Right.
sentence number 1, right? And number 2 of that speech. Oh my goodness! I attended one webinar, and that guy presented his ideas, his views in an impeccable manner,
Right.
flawless. This is like spontaneous sentence. You got it. If you make like 3 sentences, or even if you make 2 sentences, but try to make 3 minimum. There is something called rule of 3. Anything you do 3 times, then that becomes
Yeah.
perfect for you. So you make sentences, and speech was impeccable. That speech was impeccable. So he made an impeccable speech several times. That aloud. So you are
Yeah.
speaking, you are hearing, and you are thinking about that word, all the aspects. So you are an English coach.
So
That's why I'm
another
talking
sentence, if I
more. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's okay. But like another sentence, if I say, in order to, in order not to feel exasperated, I want to get impeccable knowledge of my field.
see, see this. You got it. You got the hang of it. So
Yeah.
daily you can learn. Don't go for 10, 15 words. Learn 2 words or two
Right.
words. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if I am learning so much in English, and if I'm not practicing, then that can exacerbate my problem. During COVID time, people were not following the protocols, and that was exacerbating the issues. The exacerbate means increase the problem,
Yeah.
worsen the problem. You have a problem, and instead of solving that problem, you are worsening that problem. Exacerbate. So always, how to improve vocabulary, you try to learn one word and one synonym of that word.
Yeah.
You
Right.
got it. So
Yeah.
you learn 10 words, and at the same time, you have added 10 more words because you are learning another synonym of that. Synonym of that. Like, for example, like you will say a person who spends a lot of money, very luxurious life. Or you can
Right.
say, yeah, she is a prodigal girl, or you can say she is so profligate, you can say. Or if someone is not spending money, you can say she is so spendthrift. Or you can say, if you are not spending money, you can say he is a miser. You can say he is a penny pincher. So all try to learn some synonyms of one word and try to use that again and again and again.
Yeah.
Okay. So just because it is our first time we are meeting, and I'm much interested that you are a coach and you,
Yeah.
especially in English coach. That's why I'm just talking a little extra on these nuances of English. Otherwise, normally I go with the topic, and unfortunately, the topic was not on my screen. I had some technical problems. So otherwise, tell me something about Bihar. You know, Bihar is a state where there is innumerous history sleeping state, I would say, like the state and the capital of the ancient India, like our dynasties, Gupta dynasties, Maurya dynasties, all had the capital Liputra or Magad. So tell me something about your state. If I come to you, where all you will take?
So, sorry. There are
Yeah.
some tourist places in Bihar that is world famous, like Bodh Gaya, uh, which is famous for the Bodhi bridge, where Buddha had got their knowledge. And apart from that, Rajgir is there, which is famous for Vishwa Shanti Stup. And, and there are so many other historical places. But the where I have grown up in a small village like city. So if I talk of in that sense, so I know more about the political aspects, and in that I'm not happy with my state because most of the time the election happens generally on the caste system. That is the worst thing about Bihar. But of course, if I talk about the positives, like we have grown a lot in last decades, we have improved a lot. And of course, if you talk about history, there are so many historical places that people can visit. So if I suggest
Okay.
someone who is looking forward to visit
we
Bihar,
we are we are
yeah,
we are into the last minute of our session.
yeah.
Last minute,
So
we have one more minute. So what I
yeah,
want to tell you is you are not scared of speaking English. This is a very good point. I noticed you are very confident in speaking, and you are not, even if you are making, but you never made any mistake. You are. What is your strong point? I think grammar is your strong point, and you are teaching grammar. So only thing you need is more practice. You
yeah,
don't have even that mother tongue influence. I noticed that you don't have. Mostly Bihar, so people from Bihar, they have that mother tongue influence. They have some problem, like especially sh words, English